Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today we're going to look specifically at the VeChain buyback. VeChain has pumped today, and it could be due to the buyback or it could be due to something else. From the stats of the VeChain buyback, it looks like it was actually due to something else unless they didn't record the transaction yet. This is actually the buyback wallet. Now, they said on their Medium article that they would buy back 25 million, but the first phase of the buyback, which goes until September, it started in July 2019. This article was actually written in the early July. So this actually starts in 2019 and will be implemented over the next quarter, which is this quarter, which means it should end at the end of September. So they have roughly half a month, I believe. The first phase of the buyback, which amounts to no less than 5 million on the open market, will be implemented over the next quarter starting in July 2019. So it'll be implemented, and if you really look at the account, they've only bought back $1.3 million. Now, that actually might be slightly more because they started in July, and VeChain was worth more in July than it is now. But they still have the majority of it to buy back, and if I'm reading it right, it is implemented over Q3. They still have, at least about $3 million to actually buy back on the VET balance, which means there's going to be large blocks of buybacks coming soon. They should have to buy back maybe 500-600 million more VET over the next 15 days or so, if this Medium article is true. Now, next quarter could mean like Q3 and Q4. They make it seem like just Q3, but it could be Q3 and Q4. And if that's the case, they have a lot more time to buy back. But if they just mean just Q3, that means they have to buy back maybe like 500-600 million VET over the course of the next half month, which is why I'm actually not selling right now. Or, I mean, I wouldn't sell my VET anyways. I'm just holding on to it. But if I was planning to sell some VET for profit, that's one reason that would actually make me hesitate in actually selling VET right now, because it looks like they're going to have to buy a lot more VET back the next half month or so. If they do buy back 500-600 million VET over the next 15-16 days, that could increase the price. I don't know how much. I'm not exactly sure how much VET actually gets moved each day across the various exchanges, especially on OceanX, because that's generally what determines the price right now, OceanX. Today's price increase might have just been people noticing that the Binance Armageddon wasn't actually Armageddon, and so people stopped selling. But generally, they do have to do a lot of buybacks, and I actually did see a large buy wall actually appear today, but there's also a very large sell wall. So I'm not really sure what their strategy for buying back is and how much that's actually going to affect VET, but they still have roughly, if it's 5 million, they roughly have 3.7 million to buy back. And if it is in Q3 that they want to buy back, they have to buy back $3.7 million worth of VeChain within the next half month. And that could be a significant amount to push the price up a little towards the end of Q3. If Bitcoin has actually finished dumping and Bitcoin starts rising again, and you add this buyback into that, VeChain could actually pump a lot. So that is one case that would actually pump VeChain a lot in the next 15 days. I don't know how likely that is, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm kind of semi-optimistic about it over the next 15 days because of the buyback. I could be reading it wrong, and it could be Q3 and Q4, but if I'm reading it right and it is just Q3, there might be some upward pressure in terms of price because they need to buy back 500-600 million within a very short time period of the next 2 weeks. So that is the VeChain update for today. Let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe, and hit that notifications button, and also join me on my twice daily streams. Thank you and have a nice day.